Hello there, and welcome to an episode of Jabba in the Hut. Yes, where do we start? Celtic went away to Hearts today, and they got thumped 3-1. Wow. Worrying times at Celtic, I think. Can't really say anything else than that. I think that Celtic maybe need to make some changes now. If I'm being dreadfully honest. Listen, no criticisation here of the young players that came in today. Kobe Donovan, Dane Murray. I generally thought Dane Murray had an okay game. Unfortunately, he scored the wrong goal and gave away a penalty, which was probably the worst thing you can do as a young player playing in a big game like that in Edinburgh, in Tynecastle. But we all know what Tynecastle is. Tynecastle is I've always said this to myself, like, that I hate playing against Hearts because I feel like they're always maybe perhaps going to get a result against us because the fans cheer them on. And that stadium is a very, very close stadium. It's a great stadium, I think. And it could be built into a fortress if it has the right investment, which I think Tony Bloom has, to be honest. Anyway, I'm not on here to big up Hearts or anything like that, even though they did outplay Celtic. I think they were more aggressive on the ball. They made sure that the chances stuck. Celtic tried their best to get back in it, obviously, with Callum McGregor. And then if Negrin probably scored that goal as well, then it would have been a different game. But I'll come on to that in a second. First of all, I just want to say that well done to Hearts. They deserved the win. Derek McInnes is, you have to take him serious now. You have to say to yourself, like, do you know what? Derek McInnes is generally a no bad manager. And I think he's got found out. And I think he's found Brendan Rodgers out because it's very, very reminiscent to the result. It's very reminiscent to when Rodgers went unbeaten. And that was with Scott Sinclair, Jozo Simunovic and all that kind of thing. And Celtic went away to play at Tynecastle and they got humped 4-0. And it was kind of the same approach. It was like the long balls over the top, just get it into the box, just stuff like that. But today was just very, very, very reminiscent because there was misplaced passes. Scales was making misplaced passes because everybody fucking passes to him. You've got Hatate as well, not really playing up to the best of his game. Again, I think he wants to leave. And I think as soon as January opens, just get them away. Like, get Hatate, get Maeda away, use the money to buy in, better attacking options, really. Get a left midfielder in. I know we're going to have Jota back, but again, we can't really assess how good he'll be when he comes back. So we kind of need to think to ourselves, like, no, we need to be ready because if we're going to have a chance of getting even close to this league now, we have to invest in January because I'll tell you something, if Hearts are still there round about January, then they'll invest as well and they'll make themselves stronger as well. So you have to come up. Okay, it's great for Hearts, it's great maybe to have another competitor in the league who you're going to have to try your best to win against. But you need to be serious about this. If you want a chance of winning this league, you have to invest in January. So the board better get the fucking horns in their pockets and pick up their mobile phones and try and get some deals done before we get them done because we need some changes. We do. We need some energy in that team because to go for Wednesday night and win 2-1 against Strumgratz, which, to be honest, Strumgratz aren't a brilliant team, but we just managed to get a result against them, then I would say to go for that and get the hopes back up I generally says to myself after it, I'm still not expecting much for us going away to Hearts and playing against them. I think we'll either get a draw or we're going to lose. And my prediction came right. We lost. So, if Rodgers is going, or if he's going to get sacked, then, or if he's wanting the sack, then give him the sack and get somebody fresh in, because we need fresh ideas. We do. We need a fresh style in playing. I like Rodgers, but again, I think his ego can take him away to places that are very, very all to do with how his life is. And I respect him. I think he's one of the best managers in Britain, still to this day. But it's obviously just not working at Celtic anymore, because the players are obviously upset. Some of the players are upset because they didn't get their moves, and that leads to a bad dressing room. So we need to be serious about this. We need to kind of think to ourselves, like, is this going to be the way forward for Celtic? And we could mess up against Falkirk on Wednesday, and then that's more points dropped. So it's very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous. It's okay for a team to be like maybe 3 points ahead, 5 points ahead, because we know we can catch up to that. But when teams like that get that kind of confidence to keep going and get 8 points, they just want more points, because then again they want to make sure that their rivals can't touch them, and Rangers can't touch them, and Hibs can't touch them. And right now, it doesn't look like Celtic can touch them. Now, I know people might be saying, you're overreacting. Hearts don't have the squad depth. I get that. But do you honestly think that Tony Bloom, you could see him in the stands, he was excited, he was clapping with the fans, he loves it, he absolutely loves it. And to me, I think that's the danger of this, what's going to happen. He's going to reinvest in January, and he's going to make Hearts stronger if they're still in this position. Because again, he's got a goal. In the next 10 years, he wants to win the league with Hearts. That's his goal. And the fans will get behind it, and the players will get behind it, because they're in unison, and they've got a great manager in Derek McInnes. I've always said that. I've always said that Derek McInnes is a very, very good manager if he gets the backing. And he's getting the backing. It's just a matter of time before he went to a club that backs him. And this is what's happening now. So, yeah. The other thing is, I mean, you had Brendan Rodgers at the end coming out and saying that Celtic are a fast attacking. They've got fast and attacking football in their DNA. That's great. If you've got fast and attacking football, then how are we not scoring like about 5 goals a game then? Because our firepower is crap. We have been poorly recruited. So yeah, we come back to the board. But at the end of the day, you can't. Rodgers either needs to find a new system to win games, or we're going to just drop more points. And this is going to be an embarrassing season for Rodgers. And the Premier League teams might not even touch him, because they'll be like, well, you can't even win a league in Scotland. And it doesn't matter how many excuses he has. It's one of those things. It's like, oh, but I never had the squad depth, and it's like, doesn't matter. It's Scotland. You should be winning that league, because everybody all over the world thinks the Scottish League is absolute bullshit, and it is, because we're not really proving it in the Europa League either. So, like, what? We try our best to. Celtic try and parade themselves as a fantastic club, right? And we've probably got fans in their thousands, right? Like over the 100,000s, all over the countries and stuff. That I'd even say probably we've got 1 million fans, right? 1 million probably, all over the countries, everywhere that like Celtic. And But still the board sit in their hands and don't back the managers. If Rodgers leaves, that manager will probably get backed, and he will get backed that very first season. But as soon as he's there for the next couple of seasons, they'll just give him little gems here and there to see how he can develop them and make them into money for all the boards' wallets to just get filled with so much money, so that they can go and play golf and smoke their cigars and drink their brandy. Anyway, if Rodgers is off as well, and if he gets sacked, we cannot look to bringing in Neil Lennon, because my God, he was fucking sooting up that board's arse tonight. Or the day, sorry. He was sooting up. Because he can feel something in the water. All it takes is one phone call for Peter Law. Alright, Neil, come on back. Alright then. And then that's that. So, yeah, I'm on here ranting and raving and being pissed off. Of course I am, because even though I knew a result was like that was coming, I didn't expect us to just lose points so easily. And for Rodgers to come out and just say the same things. And it's hard for Rodgers, I get it, because he has to answer the questions. But I will not sit here and criticise those young players that played today, because that was a hard game and they got put into the fucking deep end. Terrible. Anyway, I hope they're okay, and I hope they go over it, and I hope this doesn't make them put their heads down, because it's not their fault. Okay, Dane Murray done a couple of things that was bad, an OG and giving away a penalty. That lost us the game. But at the same time, he's trying to defend. He's trying to use. He's inexperienced. If you want him to gain more experience, then you should probably put him out on loan. But I don't think he did a thing wrong for the rest of the game. Anyway, remember, doing something means everything. And if you are working, Monday, I start back Monday. Have a good week and keep your head up. You know what I mean? Shoulders back. Be confident. Just get through your week until the weekend, and that's it. So anyway, I'll see you later. Remember, doing something means everything, and I'll catch you in the flippity flop. Bye.